What is up, people? Hello, and welcome back to another match reaction here on the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers. Of course, thanks for being here. The Arsenal have destroyed Club Brugge in a controlled performance with a Noni Madueke double. That first one was an absolute screamer. Gabriel Martinelli adds one of his own, says anything you can do, I can do better. And we end up winning 3-0. Of course, people, thanks for being here. Go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And, of course, I want to know what you're thinking in the comments section down below. All right, let's jump right into it. When you see that lineup and you see Christian Norgard at center defense, you're thinking, huh? Like, I literally went on Instagram and I saw a meme before I actually saw the lineup where it's looking at our title like, what? What is that? Because I definitely did not expect him to be in the center of defense, but he was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic in there. Didn't miss a beat. Looked like he was born to play the center defense role. And, I guess you credit Mikel for signing 17 different center backs who can all play in different positions. And today he definitely looked good back there. Definitely was solid. It's one of those performances where you don't actually have to really say much about him. He's done his job. He's cleaned up when the defense needed him to. Was available for the passes, clearly understood the role. That's one thing that when you see all these chopping and changing, sometimes you may not think that each player is going to be able to just slot in and understand exactly what that part of the team needs to be doing in relation to the other parts of the team. But I thought he was fantastic today. Now, I want to talk about Victor Gyokeres in this game because I thought once again he's going to get some shtick, some criticism in this game. I know because he had a couple of poor touches, of course, I'll acknowledge. And there was a couple of times, or one time I know he gave the ball away, but I did make the note that he sprinted back 60 yards after he's given the ball away to try and recover from his own mistake. So at least that was there. He did stretch the defense a lot. And you could tell that both of the center backs were far more worried about jostling with Gyokeres and defending him, worried about what he was going to do. And that left space for Madueke and Martinelli to take on their man 1v1. Now, Gyokeres hasn't scored, no, and I definitely think that he can be a bit sharper with his first touch and with some of the passes. But once again, he's doing forward things, striker things. He's in the box. He's getting on the headers. And so overall, all in all, I'm all right with this performance from Gyokeres. Hopefully he can continue to improve, continue to gain fitness, and come back full strength. We have another game of a similar ilk against Wolves at the weekend that we can hopefully get some more fitness for Gyokeres and hopefully get him on the score sheet because Wolves are a shambles. And so it's definitely an opportunity like this one was here tonight. So I'm looking forward to that for Victor Gyokeres. To be honest, we were not at our best going forward in that first half. Especially not in that first 20 minutes. It kind of went by as a little bit of a snooze fest. To be honest with you. But I think Noni Madueke decided to say, you know what? I'm done with this boring stuff. Let's do something here. Let's wake up here. And he woke the whole stadium up with an absolute screamer, absolute hyper beam. Beats a guy at half field, shrugs off another dude and says, you know what? To hell with the rest of you. I'm going to rip this one into the top bins. I was like, what? From Madueke, from Noni Madueke. Like, no, I didn't sign the petition when I didn't know about the petition. I probably would have signed the petition when we were about to sign him. But to his credit, today he showed something I haven't ever seen. Fair play, man. I was not familiar with your game, Mr. Madueke. I even texted my buddy who's a Chelsea fan. If you are a fan of the channel, you know X. Been on here many times, normal member of the panel. I texted him, I said, bro, you didn't tell me that Madueke was capable of that. Like you didn't tell me that was in the locker. And he goes, yeah, it's in there really, 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 really deep. It comes out once a season. But yeah, that hopefully that's not true, and hopefully he can continue on the good form. I do think with Madueke, it's kind of a chip on the shoulder thing, because even though I'm sure Arteta told him you're not going to be starting in front of Saka, he still like has a point to prove, and he certainly looks like he was on that today. Doesn't mean he starts versus Wolves. I don't know. I don't mind giving Saka a rest again. I wouldn't mind giving Madueke the start versus Wolves again, because like I say, same with Gyokeres. We're trying to boost minutes. We're trying to get people back from injury. We're trying to get, relationships built and, and things going back up to full steam for everyone. And so, yeah, I was definitely happy with Madueke's performance. Now, on the other side, Martinelli was horrendous for most of this game. This is one of those games where I don't know if he needed confidence at halftime. Like for the first half, Martinelli was terrible. He really was horrendous. But in the second half, I don't know what they've said at halftime because, and I guess that second goal immediately after the break also boosted confidence, because in the second half, it was completely different for Martinelli. He was taking on his man. He was getting past him. He was getting in crosses. Only one time did we see him beat the guy and then stop, which is something he does way too much. But I only saw it one time. So he definitely grew in confidence as the game went on. And then, of course, what an absolute banger. Like, again, almost the same as Madueke's. Like, I haven't seen Martinelli do something like that in so long that it's like, I didn't know you could do. I didn't even know you could do that. And he's come out with an absolute curler around. Oh, what a goal that was, man. You love to see it. And yes, some might say, oh, it was against Brugge. It was a third goal. It was, and it's a confidence thing, because you don't necessarily see Martinelli doing that against Chelsea or against City. He does get big goals in big games, but that particular type of cut in and rip one into the corner, that's not something you necessarily see from Martinelli. But it must be said, 5 Champions League games for Martinelli, 5 Champions League goals for Mr. Gabriel Martinelli. So, of course, when you're not having a great game and you're able to come back and absolutely say, you know what, ignore that first half, because this is what I'm doing right now. And he's absolutely smashed it into the back of the net for 3. It was fantastic. Now, something I do want to maybe nitpick at is when we have the free kicks kind of in the mid-range of their half of the field and Declan is not in the game, we haven't been hitting the free kicks into the box when Declan Rice isn't the one taking it. It's very interesting. Saw it against Villa once, and we saw it against Brentford once as well, where they just take the short pass and then most of the time don't get the ball in, which is a little annoying. So I'm definitely thinking that because we don't have an out swinger when the ball's on the right-hand side of a free kick, when Declan's not in the game, that they're just refusing. They don't want to do an in-swinger with Odegaard, which was very, very interesting to me. I personally don't like it. I think when we bring the center backs forward, lump it into the box. Try to get on the end of it. I mean, Marino's in there. Hincapie's big. Might as well go for it. Let's see. Hincapie had a very, very good game. Norgard back there, of course, was pretty good. So all in all, I think once again we weren't as sharp in front of goal in the first half as I might have liked, but we definitely cranked it up a little bit in that second half, and we're able to be very, very controlled, very, very comfortable throughout this one, and that is 100% what you want to see from this game and from the next game at the weekend versus Wolves, who are just atrocious. So we should definitely deal with them in the same manner that we've done today. Controlled, composed, comfortable is what we're looking for. We don't want to let anything get crazy. I'm looking to see Saliba back at the weekend too. Even though we've played well defensively in this spell, we definitely need to bring back our strongest players. And I'm grateful because we have about 10 days until the festive period really kicks off and really starts to kick our ass. And with that Everton game, then it's 3-3 until the new year. So I do want to mention the fact that our performances have been so consistent in that we're doing the same things every game. And it's good to see that, unlike last season where when we've hit a blip and we've had a couple of poor results where maybe you can see the heads drop a little bit. And that's what I've complained about for the last 3 seasons, is that the mentality is not there. But this year, like I've said, and I've been consistent with it since Anfield, the mentality that we're taking it game by game, we're beating what's in front of us, we're doing what we need to do today to win the game. That mentality has been there the whole time since then. And it's something that's been the most consistent, and it's made us the most consistent, especially defensively. No matter who's in the game, we're tough to play against. We're tough to score against, no matter who's in the game. Are we at our peak levels when it's Christian Norgard, or when Calafiori actually finished the game? It was Calafiori and Norgard who finished in the center backs as at the end of the game. Are we at our strongest there? No, but we're still able to be really, really difficult to score against. 1 goal conceded in 6 matches in the Champions League. Perfect. In those 6 games, top of the table, already clinched the top 8, so we don't have to play the playoff. In the Inter game, in the Kairat game, I'm talking kids. I'm like as the weakest side you could possibly play versus Inter, and give all kinds of debuts at the San Siro. That'd be huge, because we don't want any injuries, nothing. That'll be in the period of the FA Cup's just getting started. That'll be the period of semifinals for Carabao Cup. Hopefully we can beat Crystal Palace in a couple of weeks. So we're definitely job done in the Champions League. Let's put our feet up in the next 2 games, and because it doesn't matter. I personally think winning the league phase is irrelevant. Top 8 clenched, job done, because it doesn't really matter who. The way we saw last season, the way it shaped up with the likes of Paris finishing 23rd, and then Madrid finishing 20th or whatever it was. So the fact that we have avoided the 2-legged playoff, fantastic, job done. And now we can just put our feet up in those second 2 games. Don't have to worry about it. We can focus on other stuff. That's what you have to do to compete on all fronts. And right now, lovely to bounce back in the way we've done. We need to keep it going and keep this new run of undefeated going against Wolves. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are as well. It's been a wonderful performance from the Arsenal. A Madueke screamer, letting everybody know, because I certainly didn't. And all smiles today. So, of course, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Thank you so much for being here. Hype it up, notification bell, all that good stuff. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments section below. We will be back tomorrow night with our regularly scheduled programming, Nez and I, for the Cup Chasers podcast. Don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good one. Thanks again, and you will see me next time.